Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. Now, it seems that Ja Morant, the Memphis Grizzlies star point guard, has been sued by a 17-year-old kid. We don't have the name. Obviously, he's a minor, so they're not openly putting that out. But he's being sued. Now, according to the police report, there was an attack on the minor during a basketball game in July at Ja Morant's house. So the first thing I'm thinking now is like, who is this 17-year-old? I mean, if he's a friend of the family or someone that should be over there playing basketball with, I mean, we really shouldn't have this kind of altercation. Now, just continuing on, they say they got into an argument and the 17-year-old threw the ball at Ja Morant, hitting him in the face. Now, according to the 17-year-old, it was an accident. He didn't mean to hit Ja Morant in the face. Anybody that's really played ball knows that when you get in an argument, you throw the ball hard and make them catch it around the face. I mean, not saying it's right, but a lot of my listeners probably have played ball, street ball, and got into a back and forth and threw the ball hard at someone, and they threw it back at you or something like that. So none of that's out of the ordinary, to be honest with you. The thing is, the ball hits Ja Morant in the face, and Ja, instead of kind of diffusing the situation, which that's easier said than done once a ball's hit you in the face, but he goes and steps to the 17-year-old. Now, they say he approached the 17-year-old and leaning up against him, almost like to the side of his head, like with a closed fist, like according to the 17-year-old, he looks back and says, should I do it to him? Talking to someone else at his house. And then he allegedly punches the 17-year-old and continues to hit him while he's on the ground. Now, according to Ja Morant, once the authorities got there, he said, he admitted, I did hit him, but this was in self-defense. Ja Morant said, he threw the ball, intentionally hit me in my face, and then he said the 17-year-old actually approached him. So there are conflicting stories on kind of what took place at Ja Morant's house. Now, one thing that Ja also stated was that the 17-year-old put him and his family, now this is Ja Morant I'm speaking about, that the 17-year-old put Ja Morant and his family in fear of their life because the 17-year-old actually said, I will light your house up. Now, hey, it don't take a genius. He's not talking about putting Christmas lights on his house. He's talking about coming back, spinning the block, and shooting up Ja Morant's house. And if that threat is true, then that can't be taken lightly. Now, what all of this does, this is really bad timing. Ja Morant just got his sneaker deal. Actually got his signature sneaker, I should say, with Nike. And this is on the heels of Kyrie losing his deal. Some say that Ja Morant sneakers are really, since Kyrie was so late in production, these are really the Kyrie Morants, because Nike didn't want to waste all that production. They just slapped Ja's logo on there, made some fusion, but that's neither here nor there. But the point being, this is Ja Morant's first signature sneaker. And this is a very big moment. So he didn't really need any bad press kind of going out there on this. Now, for me, just because the kid's a minor, he's 17 years old, and we know how disrespectful these 17-year-old, these teenagers can be nowadays. I understand they are still a minor, but I'm from the old school. Don't act like you're ready for something. Don't write a check that you can't cash. So if he hit Ja Morant in the face, you're now saying you're ready to play with the big boys. You're ready to play grown man games. And so that's how, you discipline. I'm trying to think back. If I'm 17 or a teenager and I hit a grown man in the face, I kind of expect, there to be some repercussions. And if a teenager does that to me, then I'm going to defend myself and let them know very harshly that that's not to happen again. I'm not going to try to, kill him or anything, but he's going to take a very decent amount of butt whooping. Because, hey, obviously somebody didn't raise you enough to control your emotions. I'm trying to get it out of you before the cops end up doing it to you, or, something happened to you on the street. I'm just going to whoop your butt, literally and figuratively. And we can move on, and hopefully you're a better person for that. Now, what I will say is a lot of people online are actually speaking in regards to Ja Morant and the fact that he has had a history of, slowly, gradually getting into a more gangster type demeanor than it seems he had even in his upbringing. Now, not saying maybe everything was kosher, but he really wasn't living no street life. He was a basketball player on the AAU circuit trying to make a name for himself. That's really who he was. Now it's almost like he's more interested in adding that street element to his basketball skills, and there's really no room for it. And folks on Twitter has kind of peeped. Take a look at a few of these tweets put out by Ja Morant and some of the responses by obviously some of his fans that follow him in regards to what he's doing. Now, on this tweet, Ja Morant said, "I'll be what I'm on if I ain't poop." Now, what I'm on, that sounds simple enough, but this comes after people have continued to call him kind of fake gangster, trying to live out a persona now that he has money and can basically buy influence and yes men around him, or those that want to kind of use his brand to even continue to uplift their brand. Now, one of the first comments right under this tweet is like, "We don't care. Stop tweeting so much." Like, we really don't care, bruh. Like, play basketball. You obviously can talk about other things, but it seems social media allows you to kind of just put your thoughts that maybe you could think through a little bit longer and realize nobody really cares. That really don't do anything for me, my brand, or anything. Now, in this tweet, Ja Morant tweets "Free Thug," talking about, Young Thug and the RICO case, and Gunna allegedly snitched and got out, and some of his other codees kind of turned on him and snitched to try to get better deals. Not really following that case close, but he put this out after Gunna was released and some of the snitching started to come out. Now, this has nothing to do with Ja Morant. Ja Morant is, he could be friends with Young Thug, but this is something that he really don't. And I like this comment he said, "You need to focus on better things. I'm not gonna say stick to basketball, but you're trying to be cool saying free Young Thug, and you don't know the facts to the case. Would you want anyone you value in your life mixed up in a situation like this YSL case?" And I'm gonna be honest with you, that makes perfect sense. I know, I'm probably gonna get bashed by young people, and by young people, I mean young-minded people. But you have to begin to separate yourself to some degree business-wise. I understand being loyal to your friends. Sometimes you have friends maybe put some money on Young Thug books if he needs it, if he don't have, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. If y'all are truly friends. The issue is, it seems like instead of taking this opportunity, because right now, Ja Morant is starting to get into his prime, and as an athlete, you can maximize some generational wealth at this time, and that's what I really want for the young brother. I mean, he's from a little town in South Carolina, so he can actually do a lot. And I do believe the brother, got a good heart. Now, this is not harping on just his negative things. He does toy drives, food. He always comes out with the fans. He does stuff for Christmas. Good brother. Seems like a good brother. He's just young. And so when you're an older gentleman as I am, I can say, look, I can tell this situation, as close as you want to be to it, may not be the best situation for you long term. Now, young guys gonna be like, nah, they're my guys, I'ma roll with them, da 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 da. And there'll be people that'll be speaking on missed opportunities later on. And Ja Morant he's the premier box office young player in the league right now. Like I said, just got his signature shoe. He's up. And so one thing that he's done that, I see where he's in a city where there's ongoing beef. Let's just call it what it is. There's ongoing beef by two sides. Anybody knows that know. And it's not just two sides, but there's two clear sides that has been beefing for quite a while. And one involving, Young Dolph's pre-side, and one's involving Yo Gotti and everyone up under him, the CMG side. And it seems like Ja Morant has chose sides in that. So it's like he's being too close to street things. And there's only so long you can play around with fire and feel like you're always going to come out unscathed. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying you can have friends, but you can also say, I'm not getting involved in that. Now, he put out a tweet at one point after rapper Young Dolph was killed saying, stay prayed up. And that that actually rubbed one side of Memphis and fans the wrong way. Take a look here. Now, Ja Morant tweets, on the day Young Dolph gets killed, stay prayed up. You know what I'm saying? It would have been almost better for him not to say anything. Instead, he says, stay prayed up. Not my condolences, or I send condolences to Young Dolph's wife and family, or his girl and family, or whatever, or something about cutting out black crime, or we need to stop killing each other. If you can't say anything like that, it's probably best to just not put anything up, but to just say stay prayed up. It's in an instant, the phrase is accurate. It's just how you use it. What is your intent? And it seemed like his intent is just on some, you got to be careful. It's dangerous out here. Stay prayed up, because he knows what just went down. But to not even mention Dolph on that day, it'd been better off not to say anything. And take a look here at this tweet in response. He says, N-word, even Ja Morant couldn't even say a real RIP. Talking about some stay prayed up. The beef-ish is picking sides has gone too far now. And again, you're a basketball player. So to not even offer condolences, whether it's false. It's just been better not to say anything. That's my take on it. Let's say he didn't have a relationship with young Dolph, whatever, and he is loyal to. Just don't tweet that day. Don't say anything. But to say stay prayed up is like thumbing your nose at the other side. Like they didn't stay prayed up, so something happened to them. That kind of thing. I don't know, man. And the people he continues to hang around, I don't mean to continue to harp on it, but I don't want to see anything bad happen to this brother. Some people are just fans. They're going to say, oh yeah, everything he's doing is great. He's making all, I'm not one to come on after the fact like, dang, man, I wish he wouldn't have. I'm going to say it right now while he's alive. Just be careful. Be careful out there, brother. Like, everyone that's smiling in your face, they are not mean. They don't have your best interests at heart. What you find as you get older is, as a young man, you spend a lot of time with people that don't love or care about you, right? And as you get older, you see the time you missed with those that were really around and loved you, not with who you had become. And so that's something that I really want Ja to really take heed on. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. You think I'm out of line? I want to hear that. If you think I'm on par with some, not all, I want to hear that. If you feel like I'm completely on point, then let me know in the comments. I just want to know, man, because I think more than anything, just getting tired of, soon as people start their ascension, they're cut down. And it's usually us black brothers. And it's usually us black brothers doing it to ourselves. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm gonna holler at you next time. Peace.